Mr. Barksdale, you're now recognized for 5 minutes.
Good morning, Chair DeGette, Ranking Member Guthrie, and members of the subcommittee. I appreciate this opportunity to be here today to discuss efforts to combat opioids, including fentanyl. My name is Gary Barksdale, and I'm the Chief Postal Inspector for the United States Postal Inspection Service, the law enforcement
Mr. Barksdale, can you move the microphone just a little closer? Thank you.
Winning the battle against illicit drugs in the mail stream is one of our top priorities. Postal inspectors work not only to remove drugs from the mail, but to investigate and arrest individuals and disrupt drug trafficking networks across the U.S. Internationally, the inspection service is working aggressively to stem the flow of illegal drugs entering the country. Due to the opioid crisis, nearly 2 years ago, we created an internal team of cross-functional subject matter experts specifically focused on narcotics trafficking through the mail. The Contraband Interdiction and Investigations Team, or CI2, uses enhanced investigative methods, deploys resources as needed, and strengthens strategic partnerships to achieve significant improvements in our ability to seize fentanyl and synthetic opioids from the mail. The Inspection Service works closely with other law enforcement agencies to share intelligence, coordinate cases, and conduct joint enforcement operations to maximize our resources and impact. Relationships with partners such as DEA, HSI, CBP, and FDA allow us to better advance our mission to enforce the laws that defend the nation's mail. Inspection Service personnel are assigned full-time at ONDCP, the DEA Special Operations Division, the National Infusion Center, and CBP's National Targeting Center. Internationally, a postal inspector is now detailed at Europol in The Hague. We also work with state and local law enforcement to share intelligence and conduct joint operations, including several Inspection Service sponsored task forces. These relationships facilitate communication and data sharing that enable the identification of drug trafficking organizations, which would not be possible without interagency cooperation. The Inspection Service launched a cyber and analytics unit to enhance investigative techniques to better utilize data to target parcels. Due to many illicit dark web vendors relying on physical delivery networks for their products, the Inspection Service is involved with investigations into vendors and the takedown of their illicit marketplaces. The Inspection Service has also joined DHS, CBP, and ONDCP as a sponsor for the Opioid Detection Challenge, which is a global prize competition for rapid, non-intrusive detection tools that will help find illicit opioids in international mail. Postal inspectors interdict and seize thousands of illegal drug shipments in the mail. From fiscal year 2016 through 2018, we achieved a 1,000% increase in international synthetic opioid seizures and a 750% increase in domestic synthetic opioid seizures. Thus far in fiscal year 2019, we have seized 185 synthetic opioid parcels, 153 of which were in the domestic mail stream. Our current stats represent a decrease in international seizures, while our domestic seizures are trending up. This shift may suggest synthetic opioids are increasingly entering the country through means other than international mail. In 2018, Congress enacted the STOP Act, which requires the Postal Service to receive advanced electronic data, or AED, on at least 70% of aggregate inbound package shipments, including 100% of shipments from the People's Republic of China by December 2018, and 100% of all inbound international shipments by December 2020. The volume of inbound packages with AED has improved from 26% in October of 2017 to approximately 60% in May of 2019, while the volume of packages with AED from China has increased from 32% to approximately 85% in May of 2019. This represents a significant improvement within a relatively limited period of time. The Postal Service continues to collaborate with foreign postal operators and organizations that support international postal operations to work towards obtaining AED on 100% of inbound packages and shipments. We have significantly improved coordination with CBP and developed processes to ensure we take action on requests to hold packages for inspection. The Postal Service currently has a 93% success rate in the capture of CBP hold requests, and it will continue to focus on deploying technology to improve interception capability and reach 100%. The Postal Service takes seriously its mission to protect the security and sanctity of the mail and is committed to taking all necessary actions to combat illicit drugs in the mail. Thank you for this opportunity to testify, and I look forward to your questions.
I want to go down the panel with this question, and so be mindful, I got to do that in 5 minutes and ask a couple of other questions too. So I'm going to be, so I just want each of you to say your agencies, what you was in fentanyl, what is your biggest accomplishment the past 2 years, your agency? I know you've done a lot, but your biggest, and then what your biggest challenge is?
Thank you. I would say our biggest accomplishment, as Mr. Urlacher has said, is our collaboration and data sharing by embedding inspectors at the National Targeting Center and DA's SOD. I've seen a difference in the type of cases we're making. And as far as challenges, I think our biggest challenge is also one of our biggest successes is, although we've improved our capability to attack the problem of internet sales, it still will be a challenge going forward. Because as good as we are as taking down one site, they're quickly put to stand up another site or a different marketplace. So that'll be a challenge going forward.
One thing that I know CBP mentioned, but I'd also like to ask you, Mr. Barksdale, can we talk a little bit in my time that I have left about the Narcan availability for, I know it's at key facilities. Obviously, when we're dealing with fentanyl, all the law enforcement, everyone who touches it, it's of significant concern because it could kill. What percentage of postal, and I'm curious, and I think we'll have to do this in written form to all the agencies, what percentage of your officers have access to Narcan?
Well, first, as far as postal inspectors, every postal inspector has access to Narcan.
Okay, good.
All of our drug teams has access to Narcans. On the operational side, all of our key facilities does have Narcan distributed to them, and that would include all of our processing and distribution centers and other large facilities. As far as the percentage of employees that covers, I'll have to get back to you with an exact.
Okay, and I'll be submitting for written questions about the availability of Narcan, the percentage of your employees that are all covered or have access to that, because I think this is a serious issue for law enforcement. Thank you, I yield back.